wa historia maarufu duniani, turathi za asilia, ukumbusho zenye thamani, mji wa historia maarufu duniani, turathi za asilia, ukumbusho zenye thamani, shina lenye uswahili, ustaarabu wa pwani, shina lenye uswahili, ustaarabu wa pwani. Mombasa, 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 twajivunia. Mombasa, 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 twajivunia tamaduni za kipwani. wa historia maarufu duniani, turathi za asilia, kumbusho zenye thamani, ni mji wa historia maarufu duniani, turathi za asilia, kumbusho zenye thamani, shina lenye uswahili, ustaarabu wa pwani, shina lenye uswahili, ustaarabu wa pwani. Mombasa, Mombasa, Mombasa twajivunia. Mombasa, Mombasa, Mombasa twajivunia tamaduni za kipwani. Mji wetu wa mandhari ya ufukwe wa bahari, Mombasa mji wa kheri, mji wa watu wazuri. Karibuni wasafiri wa barana wa bandari, karibuni wasafiri wa barana wa bandari. Mombasa, Mombasa, Mombasa tujivunie. Mombasa, Mombasa, Mombasa tujivunie tamaduni za kipwani.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Pwani Innovation Week. I'm already in tomorrow because we're having a Pwani Got Talent tomorrow. But don't worry, because I'm an artist. We are having Pwani Innovation Week. This is the gala dinner. My name is Stephanie Maseki. I have been your host for the last 3 days, together with my co-host Esther Ingolo. I would request all of us to stand up for the national anthem. Asanteni sana. You can have your seats. Thank you for being here this evening. I would like to call Michael Onyango to take us through the program of the evening. Asanteni sana na karibuni tena.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see you all here. And let me officially welcome you to the Pwani Innovation Week Gala dinner. Turn to the person on your right and look at them. If they look as good as I do, tell them you're looking fine. I didn't hear you say that. You're looking fine. Yeah, okay? So, we're just going to go through a small section of some formalities because it is very difficult to get you all in a room like this. But let me officially recognize the Embassy of Belgium that's here with us. Welcome, and thank you for joining us for this dinner. And let me also welcome our Cass, Nadia, for joining us. Thank you for being here with us. And of course, all our sponsors and all our partners, we totally and absolutely appreciate you being here with us. So without much ado, I want to call upon, we're just going to have a few bit of people speaking here and there so we can tie in the loose ends that we were not able to do over the last 3 days or so. And I'm first going to start off by calling Stanley Gishobi. And the reason why I'm calling him here is that there was a big need and call for a mentorship program where we had people who are willing to mentor and others who want to be mentored. So Stanley, where are you? Great. So please come up on stage and take us through what it is that and how it is that people can join your program. Thank you.
Good evening once more. It's a pleasure to be the first person to talk, so I'm going to keep the pace, keep it short and sweet, and make sure everything is fine. So, as you've heard, my name is Stanley Gichobi, and I work with the Global Opportunity Youth Network. So what is Global Opportunity Youth Network? It's a network of communities across the world that are passionate about issues of young people, and a very specific segment of young people that we say are out of school, out of work, and out of training. So this is the segment that we are passionate about. So what is it that we are passionate about with this particular segment? We actually intend to work together with the people and the communities that we are in to identify opportunities, one that support increased livelihood opportunities, increased income, access to skills, and even access to job opportunities. But in addition, we are passionate as well about many other issues young people have told us. In the different communities we are in, we work with a strong local partner, and it's by no coincidence that we actually work with Swahili Port, who is our host and our anchor partner here in Mombasa. And if you know very well about Swahili Port Hub, you'll definitely know the synonym for the leader, as we call him Mentor 001. So it's by no coincidence that we are as well passionate about mentorship. And over the past few months, we've had the privilege of engaging young people and understanding how would their mentorship needs look like. We ran a small pilot, got amazing feedback. We saw young people start off businesses, learning tips on how to apply for jobs, and sort of having someone to bounce good ideas and guide them through life. So now we are ready to go to the second part of it. And for this year, we are even targeting to take it higher. By the end of the year, at least we have 100 people mentored. By the phase 2 next year, and the next 2 years, we are looking at 10,000. And after that, we are looking at 10% of the profile of the older people in Mombasa that will fall under the segment of the young people they're talking about, and that is slightly above 30,000 young people mentally. So it's on this that we are reaching out to all of us. As adults, we gather enough experiences in diverse areas, and the vision and the expectation that the young people have of us to sort of step in, act, guide them, and support them. So we are going to launch it today, and we have our initial set of mentors and mentees joining us here today. So please stand up and wave, smile and wave from where you are. Mentors and the mentees, yes, we have some over there, we have some over there. So we are calling out for application. If you're here, you're passionate about mentorship, you're passionate about young people, and of course, you'll have something to add value to. So there'll be a form going around. Please fill it, and we'll be glad to work together with you. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Moving swiftly across, I'm going to invite Dr. Purity, who's the Chief Research Scientist for National Heritage. And I will keep you waiting to find out what she's going to tell us. Dr. Purity, karibu. Clap for her as she comes, please. Thank you, some encouragement. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm always the shortest, but something is always done. I want to recognize all the VIPs who are here with us, the Chief Administrative Secretary in the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and the Youth, Ms. Nadia. Of course, I want to recognize my Director General, Mr. Stanvas Ongalo, all the ambassadors who are here, invited guests, the youth, of course, because we are here because of the youth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to just present a very short narrative about the Swahili Port Heritage Hub. This is a new program that we are undertaking with Swahili Port Hub here in Mombasa. And the Heritage Hub is more about giving opportunities to the youth, because as we all know, the youth right now are the majority in our population, not only in Kenya, but also in the world. In Kenya, I'm told that there are about 61% when you count from the ages of 0, I don't know whether there's an age of 0, to about 24. And when you look at that age group, they are very innovative, they have great ideas, but they also need to be kept alert and engaged. Otherwise, if you do not do that, they tend to go to vices, and we all know what some of those vices are. Especially within the coast of Kenya, we know there are so many vices that the youth can be engaged with. So what we are trying to do is to engage them in heritage, because the National Museums of Kenya is passionate about heritage, and that is what our money is about. And we want them to create ideas and products that then they can use for economic benefits at the end of the day. Some of the ideas that we have in mind is actually engaging the youth in coming up even with apps, games, using heritage, and then being able also to create small entrepreneurship businesses out of these products and leaving them to achieve their goals at the end of the day. This has already started, starting with what we call the National Museums of Kenya Heritage Training Institute, which is based here. Right now, we have a cohort of about 20 young people who are going through the crafts. They are being taught about traditional ways of dressmaking, traditional ways of wood carving, and then at the end of the day, we will leave them to go and expound and experience and do whatever they can do. The other things that we want to do is, of course, teach them about business creation, marketing of the just before I step down, I want to show you some of the things that we are thinking of undertaking with the youth, and I'll ask our ICT people. If you look at the screen right there, that's the famous Turkana boy. I'm sure most of you know about the fossil Turkana boy. And what we've done here with a group of youth is to try and recreate and animate Turkana boy. This was done during the Tokyo Olympics, where Kenya could not participate on site in terms of the Kenya House. And what they did, they did a virtual animation of Turkana boy. What he has done is he has created the stone tools. He has also created or used fire, natural fire through lightning, which was done in the past. And he is using the torch to run all the way to Tokyo to present the torch to the Tokyo Olympic organizers. And you can see that's a good creation. That's what some of the things that we are hoping that the youth can come on board and do with us. And this also attracts the youth themselves because more often they do not understand what heritage is all about. But if you are able to do it in a way that they do understand, then they are interested and they come on board and work. Boy met Osaka, and he was receiving the torch, the international torch. She's a tennis player. So I hope this actually encourages the youth who are in ICT to be able to come to the National Museums of Kenya and see what we can offer and how we can work with them and recreate some of the stories. I'll call now upon Cardiac, the poet, because those are some of the other things that we plan to do. He's going to present to you a short poem, which is about heritage. So in this heritage hub, there will also be the creatives. So the youth can also develop poems, they can develop music, they can develop films, they can develop drama, they can develop anything that they are interested in, and then use that to generate their own income. Karibu.
Good evening. All protocol respectfully observed. My name is Cardiac Poet, Kabobe, and welcome to the gala dinner. I believe all the chefs are on point. Kuna mama pima. A lot is cooking at the pot, and to stomach all this history, you might need a torch. So I'm going to take you through an artistic journey on some of these cultural heritage sites. So let's take a trip to Fort Jesus, where many traded and fought. In the 16th century, it was built by the Portuguese, and centuries later, we are putting it in work that it never gets to its knees. It's up to you and I to do the most for this landmark. This landmark, we will never get to see the fall of it. It's a breath of fresh air. We've all ever been, right? So it's up to you and I to do the most, for this historical landmark is found along the coast. All aboard the Cardiac Poet train, and let's navigate the Malindi terrain, all the way to Gedi, and on that stone city, Situmedi. Si kama kuna mtu alikuambia wa kwanza, acha mimi niwe wa pili. Walai mimi nakuapia, Gedi ilikuwa established na Waswahili. 13 hadi 15 karne.
Sorry, I need to break with protocol. The Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Ambassador Amina Mohammed, is online, so we want to switch and go to her so that she can address us live from her location. She was meant to be here today, but she's actually joining us live on the screen. And for those of you who have other people watching, please let them know that we are transmitting live on our Facebook page for Pwani Innovation Week. So we're going over to Ambassador Amina. Ambassador Amina, thank you very much. Karibu Sana, welcome. We're at the Pwani Innovation Week Gala, and we can see you on screen. Welcome, and please go ahead.
Well, thank you very, very much. I was actually enjoying listening to you. And so, I probably could have allowed you to finish, but since I'm here now, I would not, keep you waiting any longer. And so, are you invited to speak?
Yes, Ambassador, please go ahead.
Thank you. Well, thank you very, very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely delighted to join you all for this year's edition of Pwani Innovation Week Gala Dinner. I want to begin by thanking a dear friend of mine, the Executive Director for her Foundation, Munur, organizing committee and hosts of Pwani Innovation Week for the invaluable work that all of you continue to do to promote innovation in our country. In the 21st century, innovation is the main driver of sustained economic growth and product competitiveness. Your efforts will therefore go a long way in improving the lives of our people and expanding opportunities for our young men and women. This year's edition of Pwani Innovation Week Gala is taking place under a theme of great moments, namely leveraging on the opportunities of COVID-19 to build a better future. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we all appreciate, the COVID-19 pandemic occasioned a severe public health crisis, which led to heavy losses of lives, which destroyed livelihoods, and precipitated serious indirect impacts on our social, our economic, and our political lives. Without a doubt, the pandemic presented an unprecedented crisis that threatened our very own survival. But every cloud, as it's often said, has a silver lining. By threatening our existence, the pandemic summoned the ingenuity and resourcefulness of communities and nations as people sought the challenges that were coming up, and to not only secure their lives, but also to build a better and a safer future. By compelling human ingenuity, the pandemic created fertile breeding ground for novel solutions and approaches to the challenges that we faced. As a consequence, we've witnessed across the world an explosion of a wide variety of policy, institutional, management, and technological innovations that are geared towards tackling the crisis occasioned by the pandemic. In fact, the scale of innovation resources mobilized globally to contain the pandemic was unprecedented. In 7 months, $9 billion US had been mobilized, 7 months. And before long, a wide range of vaccines, diagnostics, therapeutics, and other innovations to fight the pandemic were unveiled. Ladies and gentlemen, Executive Director, although many of the innovations were developed in the advanced countries, developing countries also made a contribution through homegrown innovations that were tailored to our local contexts. In our country, our innovations ranged from the ventilators that we developed, specifically the semi-automatic hand washing station created by the then 9-year-old Stephen Wamkota, to the bio-robotic prosthetic arm, and I think we all remember that, operated by brain signals, developed by David Gathu and Moses Kinywa, to mention just a few. And although Kenya has made this and many other innovations in diverse sectors of our national life, we actually still lag behind in the field of innovation. In fact, our country does not even feature in the top 50 countries in the Global Innovation Index, the GII, that continues to be dominated by North America and Europe. Last year, for example, Switzerland topped the index, followed by Sweden, the US, and the UK in that order. The Republic of Korea took the 5th position, and it did this for the first time. 4 other Asian economies featured in the top 15, with Singapore ranking number 8, China number 12, Japan 13, and Hong Kong, China 14. Kenya ranked number 85 out of 132 economies that are featured on the index. Regionally, that's in sub-Saharan Africa, the top 5 countries in the GII included Mauritius, that was first, South Africa was second, we were third, Kenya, Cape Verde was fourth, and the United Republic of Tanzania was number 5. Although we fared, all of us, well regionally, we remained far behind at the global level. That remains our challenge. We need to do more to enhance the innovative capability of our country that we know exists. The potential cannot be disputed. That explains why the work of the Pwani Innovation Fraternity is so critically important. Moving forward, we need to sustain and build on the innovation momentum generated by COVID-19 to tackle not only the pandemic-related challenges, but also the developmental challenges confronting our country and our continent. The question that we have is, how can we strengthen the innovative capability of our country? Several factors are critical in this respect, and I will only highlight 4, which I believe can help transform our country into the Silicon Savannah of Africa that we aspire to be. First, the innovative capability of a country depends substantially on the maturity of the innovation ecosystem. We must therefore focus on strengthening our innovation ecosystem. In this regard, it's encouraging to note that the Kenyan innovation ecosystem is one of the fastest growing on the continent. Its growth is underpinned by the growing number of innovation hubs across the country, the broadband connectivity and investments, and the robust framework provided by the Ministry of ICT through the Digital Economy Strategy, the Kenya National Innovation Agency, Kenya, the Konza Technopolis Development Authority, and the Huduma White Box. Moreover, our education system places emphasis on STEM subjects, which are crucial for innovation. As the government continues to build on this ecosystem, we must create greater awareness among the youth and encourage them to take advantage of the framework conditions being provided by the government. Secondly, there is need for the private sector to play a greater role in complementing the government's efforts in funding research and development. Most of the technologies transforming the world today are the products of research and development by corporates on their own or in collaboration with institutions of higher learning. Innovation initiatives by corporates are what has resulted in a large skilled pool that continues to drive technological capabilities and economic growth in many countries, including in the US, in countries in Europe, and countries in Asia. This can also work in our country where our government cannot single-handedly raise the massive resources that are required for R&D. Thirdly, we need to promote venture capital, VC investments in our country. Studies have established that venture capital investments significantly spur innovation. As you may be aware, innovation startups find it difficult to raise capital in conventional fund markets. This is primarily because they lack asset, tangibility, and operational history. Typically, venture capitalists acquire equity stake in startups and in the process play 3 important roles as an alternative source of finance, and that is selecting startups with promising future growth prospects, providing capital, and adding value in terms of technical and managerial skills. The United States offers, ladies and gentlemen, a good example of the role of VCs in promoting innovation. The unrivaled performance of innovative entrepreneurship in the American economy has been made possible by impressive success of American venture capital. Actors in our innovation sector need to engage policymakers towards formulating policies that will encourage VC investments, venture capital investments in our country. Such policies must ensure that the ecosystem and the legal environment in the country is favorable to VC investments, as well as aim to support different types of VC firms, including government VCs, bank-affiliated venture capital, corporate VCs, and independent VCs to target different industries at different stages of development. I think we all agree that robust venture capital investments in our country will give a lifeline to thousands of innovative ideas that never see the light of day for want of financing. Finally, we must mentor our innovation entrepreneurs on intelligent risk management. By its very nature, innovation involves taking risks and hedging between successes and failures. And as we know, it's difficult, if not impossible, to predict upfront which set of innovation ideas will be successful. Even in well-financed settings, innovation investments entail dealing with the reality of high rates of failure. Innovation entrepreneurs, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, need to be mentored on risk management. It's important for them to know that innovation risks require systems for making decisions about how to increase an idea's chances of success, how to judge when to drop an idea that's not working, and how to relate with failure. I know that you are having dinner now, so I will not continue for too long. I'd like to begin concluding, and I'll do that with the words of Thomas Edison, who is famous for never giving up in his efforts to make the electric light bulb. After failing to make the bulb repeatedly, and he tried very many times, he said, and I quote, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that will not work, that won't work." His enduring tenacity finally paid off when he succeeded in making the bulb. The lesson is that we should look at failed attempts as just another way that won't work, and not the reason to give up altogether. But I think that clearly demonstrates more than anything else that innovation was always and will remain risky business, but the chances of success can be extremely rewarding. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very grateful for having had this conversation with you this evening. I think all of us believe in innovation. We also believe in the potential of our youth to innovate, to create, and to improve the lives of people across our country. I want to congratulate, our executive director. I think he's been very persistent. He's done an amazing job. And I think Swahili Port has carved a place for itself in the history of innovation in our beloved country. And I hope that it will continue to do that, but also that it will serve as an example to many other innovation hubs and foundations that we need to create to ensure that we keep rising up that index that I talked about. I want to wish you a wonderful evening today, and wish you success in your work as you continue doing this really, really important work. Thank you very much.
CS Amina, thank you very much for your words and for your official speech to this gala dinner this evening. If you're still there, please stay on, because we're going to go back to the young man who you are enjoying his poetry and will allow him to continue. So we hope you're still there, and please continue listening with us, and thank you very much. Please, let's give again another round of applause. Thank you. So we'll continue the young man. Please stay on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So the last stop where my craft will take us is the destination of Rabbi, where Ludwig Kraft established the first church. And you all know that's a heavy subject because church has mass, right? You're smart, you're smart, you're smart, you're smart, you're smart. Now, with the same grace Christ talked on water, you can find me on air each and every Sunday from 2 to 4 at Pwani, Coastal. And my parting shot for the day, with the same care and affection you normally show to our ladies, let us continue to do so with our cultural heritage sites, because if water conducts electricity, our ladies' tears can light up the universe. So I hope I live long enough to see the day. I hope I live long enough to see the day when our ladies find the light instead of struggling to adapt to the darkness. Thank you.
Let's appreciate him again. Thank you very much. The ladies are still looking at him, looking at where he's going to sit. Fine, so he's there at the back on the last table over there. So I've given you the geolocation so you know where he is. So we'll keep moving along, and we're almost ready for our dinner. But just before that, there's just a few people that we must give this opportunity to speak to us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be gathered here today. And before I do that, I want to ask and introduce Mentor 001, Mahmoud Nur, the Executive Director of Swahili Pot Foundation, to come up and address us. And I think let's appreciate him and give him a proper round of applause, because if it wasn't for him, we all wouldn't be here today.
You see how, Mike, you are up here. I don't know whether I should call her my boss or my mentee, but she's both. And also she inspires me a lot. CIS Kasnadia. I start with you because you're actually our host. You've been running with Pwani Innovation Week. At times people even assume that you are the ambassador for Pwani Innovation Week. And we really appreciate it because you are from the coast, you are Mombassan, so this is your event. So Asante San, I think you've really done a lot for the last couple of weeks to make sure that this event turns out the way it is. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. The DG, acting DG, he will be coming here to speak to you from the National Museums of Kenya. Actually, they are, and I hope Ambassador is watching us live, because I was supposed to start with him, Ambassador Dr. Amina. She's now a good friend, and we are friends because we are thinking alike, and because it's a vision that we share, and she's been very supportive. We met her physically, and we don't take it for granted. So whenever we needed something, she will always make it easier for us. So Ambassador Amina, we will always be grateful for you, and our hope is even when the next government comes in, we will still have visionary or more visionary leaders who will be ready to support young people. Every day I say Kenyan is youthful. We should no longer say that we need to create something for the young people. Actually, if you're thinking Kenya is young, 75% is young. So you have no option. Even my hope is even the next leadership, we should have more younger people. But not just young people who are just young. You should be young, and your vision and your thinking should show that you are global, you are thinking for probably the next generation, and like most of our politicians who always think about the next election. So poleni kama wanasiasa wako hapa. Unfortunately, in my life, I've never written a speech. I always speak from my heart. I'd thought that this time round I'll write a speech. I never got the time. So ikiwa nimesahau kitu muhimu, tutafanya siku nyingine. But now to end it here, I just want to thank one, the most important, the young people from Mombasa that have been supporting us, supporting Swahili Port Hub, supporting the Innovation Week. They've been putting a lot of hours for this. I tell them thank you. We all appreciate you. And then I also want to thank our Cabinet Secretary for ICT, Joe Musheru. In fact, when we started the dream of Swahili Port Hub, I remember when he was appointed the Cabinet Minister, and he said it here, the first meeting, he was meeting here at State House. So he called me. Akanambia, Noor, you know when you hear somebody calling me Noor, you know to Nairobi. Because in Nairobi, life, my name is Noor. In Mombasa, I'm Mahmoud. So he said, Noor, unjua nione ile mahali ulikuwa unasema. So he came, I met him here. So we asked a little bit. Then the following day at 6 a.m. he calls me. He was already a cabinet secretary. So he said, Mahmoud, Noor uko wapi? Nikamwambia niko nyumbani, uzuri I just stayed away hapa. So when I came at 6, naambia waziri saizi saa 12, lakini najua ni waziri. Sasa nikatoka mbio, nikaja. So when we were here, ametembea huku kote. This place, in fact he took the first photos. I wish I could project them here. The place was, there was nothing completely. It was naked. Even this wall wasn't there. It was actually, there was water all over, so because this is reclaimed. And then he told me, we should make this the first hotspot in the country, this whole area. So you feeling well, but wherever he is, I know he's watching me live. We appreciate the support given by the county government. I know Ilhan, what tunamuita ndio Matiang'i wa county. County, asanteni sana. And then our partners, I'll just mention the key partners. Team Belgium, led by Frank Lehman, now he's become a friend. Ministry of ICT from Belgium with the ambassador. I like it that they call their ministry Ministry of Digital Transformation. We have Liquid Telecom, we have Safaricom, we have Konza City. I hope Konza City are also represented here. And one of our biggest supporters, Communications Authority of Kenya. Where are you? Are you around? Unajua ni watu wangu, lazima niwasimamishe. Daktari, ni Dr. Mgeni ama nani? With them and a lot of other partners. Actually need sponsorship to do it, because I can confirm to you here that 70% of the partners you see here are coming with us as strategic partners. 70% do not give us any money to do this show. So this show we do it na pia kwa uwezo wa Mungu na the few people 30% ambayo wamesupporti. So I also urge you, because yes, you have programs that you are running, and we love, for me I love the long-term partnership rather than just being given a check. But also we would wish in the future that you also give us a check. Because when you give us a check, then we'll be able to do even better. We'll be able to invite more people. We'll be able to support volunteers. Because I work with young people that I do not pay. In fact, kuna baadhi ya wazazi nafurahi leo they are here. They have a fight with their kids. They're asking every day, you are going to Swahili Pot, and you're not getting anything. What are you going to do there? But when I talk to the parents, I tell them, what is the alternative? The alternative, the young people in Mombasa in some areas, in fact, today is when, last Friday, because we are having the DigiTrack that is doing digital skills in Likoni. So I had the DCC that we do the flagging off of the DigiTrack. And then he said he could not because the previous night a group of young people were actually attacking businesses almost very early in the morning. And one of the attackers was cornered by the residents and killed, and he was at 8 killed. He had 35,000 and sweets. When after they killed him, that is what they found in his pocket. But that is the reality that we live in Mombasa. So for us as Swahili Pot, we are just giving that safe space. It's the least that we can do. And out of it, we have our best example. Kasnadia was volunteering at Swahili Pot Hub. She was not being paid by anybody. She was teaching girls and boys to be public speakers. And out of that, the president saw her, and she was appointed. We have a number of Fulbright scholars. I know Joab is back. He is now an expert in cybersecurity. Chevening scholars. We have those who have gotten jobs. So for those who are seeing the others growing, in the long run, they will be able to join. So for me, what I ask you also, and I tell you individually, I just want you to spare your time for the young people in the coast to mentor them even virtually. And I wish that all of you will register for the mentorship that I did under the Global Opportunity Youth Network. And if you cannot do it for the Mombasa kids, I'm just asking you, each one of you, you have a village or where you come from. Are you picking a young person to support and mentor? Because the only thing that the young people are looking for is guidance. And if you do not provide that guidance, at times I fear where I see the country is going. I spend a lot of my time with the young people. Even I have problems most of the time with my family because I don't have time for them. It is not a good thing, I know every day I'm told. But also the problems around me and around all of us is just too much. But I can't say that I'm comfortable and I sit alone because we have good jobs or we are doing very great things.
I'll try. But I also call him Noor, as who come from Nairobi. But sometimes we're unable to pronounce the first one in the gusto that people from the coast usually pronounce it with. So my name is Joel Karobio from KENIC. KENIC is Network Information Center. We are the administrators of the .ke, which is the domain name domain name for Kenya, which is the one that you as Kenyans, we hope use as your gateway to the internet. But I'll not talk too much about KENIC. I'll talk about something that I have seen in the last 3 days that I've been here. As KENIC, within this ecosystem, we feel that we're the silent partner in every innovation. You know, in your houses, there's that silent, you know that there's a board we used to have, the silent listener in every home. So KENIC is a silent partner in every innovation. And why do I say that? For the last 2.5 days that I've been here, I've been hearing innovation, mentorship, and the rest. But there's something that we also need to add to that, which is visibility. How are you found online? How are you being found? When you're innovating something, when you're thinking about something, where can people find you? I went for the creative track earlier today, and there was a lot of talk about social media. And people are saying, I'm posting my videos on Instagram, I'm posting them on TikTok, the rest. Great stuff. And that is what we advocate first from KENIC, that you must have an online presence. Now, if your online presence is on social media, make the best of it. But At some point then, we want you to get a professional presence, which is a website and a domain. Yesterday the CS mentioned something about domain names. Everyone here can actually get their name.ke. Now imagine if your name was michaelonyango.ke and everyone is Googling who is Michael Onyango and they know Michael Onyango in Kenya. Now that is what the domain name and the power of the domain name gives you. That's what we are asking. As the innovations come up, as we continue to give this great stuff, that visibility must be found. If you choose that it's going to be on social media, then make it happen. If you can progress it to the next level, which is having a professional website, a domain name gives you intellectual property. It allows you to trademark your stuff and ensure that people are able to safeguard what you're doing. So as KENIC, our commitment to Swahili Pot, and we were talking with Mahmoud earlier, is the fact that for the innovations, we will then give you an incubation to be able to get your ideas online. So if you have an innovation and you've gotten a name for it, then can we actually give it a domain name and a website? And we'll incubate it for a period of time until you then are able to make revenues off it to be able to pay for your own online presence. So that is one aspect, and Mike has just challenged us about mentorship. So as KENIC, we want you innovators to come and we talk together around how do we get you online, and we are willing to mentor on the online journey. So next year, if you guys invite me, I hope the 7 or 8 innovations I've seen that are going to be commercially viable will be online, and I shall come and stand and say I did my bit in terms of mentorship. So thank you very much, and thank you for inviting KENIC. Thank you.
So he hasn't completed the circle. So how do people get michaelonyango.ke?
Since I'm a salesman by profession, I'm seated right there. If you want your domain name, immediately you have dinner, look for me. But if you can't find me, because maybe after that I might be taken somewhere else in Nyali later, go to the website, kenic.or.ke, search for your name. If you search for name, if you go now there, you'll search for your name and you'll see if your name is available. Some names are actually gone. Some people have actually bought the names. But go to kenic.or.ke, search for your name. If you find your name, you'll immediately be told, register now. That is the completion of that process, and we will then facilitate how you'll be able to do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. A round of applause for him. I want to call upon the Acting Director General of the National Museums. You know where we are sitting on is their property, so please let our landlord come and talk to us.
Good evening. Our Cabinet Secretary from the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage, Ambassador Dr. Amina Mohammed, our CAS Nadia from the Ministry of ICT, our distinguished guests from the embassies, just to mention, Belgium, Swahili Foundation Hub, Mohammed, Onyango here, and other distinguished guests. Good evening once again. It becomes a bit difficult when your seniors summarize. We fall under the Ministry of Sports Culture, and our ambassador has already talked, so I end up not having anything to say, but I'll be brief. Once, I want to thank the Swahili Foundation Hub, Mohammed, for organizing this and also thinking it wise that this becomes the first place to have this event. Indeed, it is the Swahili Hub who have organized the first event for us in National Museums to be here. Onyango said they'll be meeting here every 2 years. We welcome you. Let us use this opportunity. Why do I say so? Because we are in Pwani Innovation Week. This was an innovative idea. Mohammed has just said about it. Where we are seated, this was in the ocean. The water was here up to the other end. But because of the idea of let us innovate something, one came up with the idea, can we reclaim this part? Already this part has been reclaimed, and here we are sitting in this place, and we shall be using here. So I welcome you, other stakeholders. Please feel free to be with us. The challenge has been there through the Innovation Week. We are saying, let us leverage on COVID. I challenge here saying, let us leverage on our rich heritage in terms of culture, in terms of natural, so that we can be innovative. From the past, we can learn a lot which we can use for the future. So that is the challenge I'm giving. As we look at the other technology, let us also take advantage of our rich heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, with those few words, I want to thank you for being with us, Swahili Foundation, and those who have organized this event. Can you enjoy your dinner?
He has spoken about culture and heritage, and earlier on, just before we were streaming in, I was speaking to the trade commissioner from the Embassy of Belgium, and he was saying that his last place where he served was in Congo, but he said the difference between Congo and here, which has about 400 different communities and tribes, he says that he can see that here we really try to incorporate our culture and our heritage in what we're doing. And he said that's a huge advantage. In fact, he told me that the Congolese have a lot to learn from us. So I think I'm just reiterating what Mr. Ngalo has just said. Let us take our culture and our heritage fairly seriously. As you know, tonight we're being entertained by our local band here, and we shall enjoy hearing from them later on as we're having our dinner. So one of our key sponsors, who actually, remember Mahmoud spoke about 30% cash and 75% support, was CA, Communication Authority. So I want to ask a representative from CA to please come forward and talk. Is Professor Levi Obonyo here? Anybody else from CA? Oh, Laura, please come and speak. Okay.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Communications Authority, we are very honored to be here. And I would like to say thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to partner today and to partner for the last couple of days. It is a pleasure to be standing here representing Communications Authority because, as you all do know, that our role in the government of Kenya today is to champion technology and make sure that there's high adoption, high usage, and make sure that we are running the latest technology in the country in a safe way. Communications Authority this time round focused on cybersecurity, and we do understand the more technology is being consumed in this country, the more exposed we are from a cybersecurity perspective. And I hope most of you were able to go and see what we are doing from a cybersecurity perspective and have learned something new. Whatever you do, beware. How you engage on the internet, beware. We are all being encouraged as we innovate to learn how to use the internet to be able to market our innovation, our products, our solutions. As we embrace the internet, let's beware. Let's always remember the internet never forgets. So what you post today will be there in another 15 years when you're running for office. Make sure you use the internet responsibly and make sure you report whatever issues you may have. I would like to request the Communications Authority's team to stand up so that we can see who they are. We are here for the next couple of days and you can be able to engage them if you have any queries around cybersecurity. Can the team stand up, please? I see one person, two people. Who else is here? Three people. So please look at them. Make sure you go and ask all your questions around cybersecurity. Thank you very much. You can take your seats. So, as I've been told, people are very hungry, so let me not talk for too long. But just to say this, my name is Laura Chite, and I'm a board member of the Communications Authority of Kenya. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
We're now going to go into government. And how many governments do we have in this country? Sorry? How many governments? Huh? Thank you, yes. 48. You know, when I spoke for the county, and I was very particular about that, saying that there's a national government and there's the other 47. So I'm going to ask our local government, which is the county government of Mombasa. I'm going to ask the Chief Officer, Anwar, who's in charge of ICT, to come and give some remarks on behalf of the county government. Anwar.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and Assalamu alaikum. So my name is Anwar Ahmed. I'm the County Chief Officer for ICT. This is the third day for this event. We really appreciate Swahili Port, and especially during this season of Pwani Innovation Week, for organizing this wonderful event. To me, this is a record because we have never had an amazing ICT event like this. I'm used to attending world-class exhibitions in other countries, but this one, I think for me, we are on the right track. We have been able to see different kind of ideas, different kind of innovations, which can actually be commercialized in future. So the most important thing as a county, what we are doing about it. For the county government, we are in the process of launching county ICT and innovation policy. And it touches what the Waziri for Heritage and Sports has mentioned. In fact, while she was talking, I said, kwani amepitia ile slide yetu ama ni vipi? So we are actually on the right track. For the county government, we are about to form a county innovation board so that we can be able to monitor, promote county innovations. We are also coming up with the county innovation fund. We are also coming up with the county innovation clubs, especially for primary and secondary schools. We are also promoting STEM, the early childhood robotic program, which we launched last year, and we were celebrating this year by doing the first STEM ECD competition. So to me, I like to appreciate for all those partners who have been able to come together to partner for this wonderful event. I know we did not have a good participation from other counties. Let's say Lamu, Kilifi, Tana River, Taita Taveta, Kwale, but I'm sure in the next future events, they'll be able to come up with us and make this a wonderful event. Another thing is maybe in future, I was telling Mentor, you know Mentor ni rafiki yangu sana, ni mandugu, nimetoka naye mbali sana. I was telling him that we should make it a global exhibition, maybe, or a global innovation forum next year. For this time, I'm sure it is also, I can say it's a semi, but there are few components, because we have a Belgium participation, we had, which other country? Yeah? Tanzania, our neighbors. So probably we are going to start communicating with them, because this has been one of the most amazing, one of the most successful events. And in future, we shall continue supporting such kind of initiative. Out of this event, we were able to see the kind of different ideas, we were able to exchange, we were able to interact. For me and he was able to meet new people. And this is how the world is. Asanteni sana, karibuni Mombasa tena, na God bless Mombasa.
He's wondering, he said, God bless Mombasa, and the gods heard. So we're finally coming to our last speaker. And before I invite our last speaker, I would like to recognize our neighbors from Tanzania. Please stand up so that we can appreciate you. Thank you very much. Karibu. And please go back and tell our brothers and sisters there that it is not true that when you shake our hands, you must count your fingers. Some of you know where I'm coming from with that one. Anyway, do you know how gold is made? You know how gold is refined? Does anybody know how much heat you need to refine gold? How many degrees? Yes. Over 1,000. And thank you. And why is that so? So that what happens? Yes? Yeah. Yes? So it's to melt and to remove all the impurities so that what you get is actually the pure and the fine. Ago, there was this person who happened to have been in an academy where I sat on the other side, and they were a part of ladies and women who were competing for a title that was then called Miss President. And one of those people is and was a brilliant participant. But how?
To stand in front of people and then people disregard you just because they believe what they have in their mind is better than what you're about to deliver. And that was one of the things or the reasons why, now I know, I got eliminated from Miss President by Mr. Michael Onyango. He was, oh my God, he was so tough. And at that time I thought he was mean, but just yesterday I sat next to him and I was busy getting agitated because of something that happened, and he looked at me and said, "Now do you understand why I acted the way I did?" And so let's first of all give a round of applause to Mr. Michael Onyango. Next, I want to really I want us to put our hands together for Mr. I don't like calling him Mahmoud Noor, but today I will. Mahmoud Noor. Mentor, please stand up. I don't think, or I don't believe the Coast youths understand how and who and why Mentor is the way he is. I get upset at him sometimes because he has so much hope in the young people, and yet there are some young people who don't even respect him, at the least. Mentor is one person that I go crying to. Mentor is the same person that he would tell me, let's mentor these young people, let's do this. And then I look at him and I say, the people you're telling me about, they don't even value, why should I help them? But, I mean, I could cry because I have never, and I wouldn't say in my life because I've just lived, 30 years now, but never in my life have I met a human being, and I've traveled around, like Mahmoud Noor. Okay, enough with this. My dress, my scarf, please. Ini moto. I'm scared of fire. Thank you. So, Mentor, we appreciate you. We love you. And we do believe next year we'll have 100% financial sponsorship from more than the people who are here. So I don't want to say much because I like talking a lot, but whatever I say usually has substance. But understand how big and transformative Pwani innovation is. This is literally, being in the ministry that I am, traveling across Kenya and interacting with different bodies, I've not seen something like this that has grown. So I want us to take a moment and reflect and ask yourself, to the companies, the private sector, governments, let's ask ourselves, why are we supporting Pwani innovation? Why do we believe in innovation so much? Why do we want to transform, to innovate, and to just create sustainable structures? Because in all wise, financially, but it opened opportunities for us. It forced us to think beyond our limits. It made us understand that innovation, tech, is the way to life. We are in the, I would say, fourth and transitioning into the fifth industrial revolution. And that is the question that made me get eliminated by you. Because at that time, I didn't even know what the fourth industrial revolution was. But we are in that time. And Kenya, as it is, you know, we are so far ahead of so many African countries. Just talk about the connectivity in this country itself. I can tell you that we have the fastest and the cheapest. Yet we don't see this. Now let's use that. You know, we talked about domain names. I have a couple of names because I believe you just need to market yourself. You don't know who's going to pick you. But then also visibility. A lot of our innovations, a lot of young entrepreneurs, a lot of techies, you're lacking behind on visibility. I breathe, I sleep, I eat, I speak branding and visibility. The reason why every time I go somewhere and I talk about my name, then I say I'm the youngest presidential appointee, because I want you to understand that I am the youngest at the moment. And someone out there might want to associate me with something or an opportunity. And so as we are eating today, as you are networking, reflect on what exactly do you want to achieve in your life. Reflect on who are you? What do you want to gain from the people you're working together, from the organizations and the systems that are working with you and for you? And how do you want to transform and give back? Once you have answers to those things, you'll stop feeling like either the government is against you, you'll stop feeling like your community is against you, you'll stop feeling like human beings are against you. So much seed funding is coming into Africa. Most of it is actually being channeled through women and girls. I have met fantastic young girls and women today who are techies and software developers. Use that opportunity. And that doesn't mean that the male counterparts can't work together with the female ones. Make something out of yourselves. Be somebody that you're going to be proud of before you go to someone else and ask them to support you or to fund you or to finance you. Because it has to start with you. And my last thing and my last point, can we take care of our mental health? We're losing so many people in the country, in the continent, globally because of mental health. And one of the intensive industries is the tech industry. Because in tech, you're not taught about emotional intelligence. Can we all go and read about emotional intelligence? Can we read about how to use technology and still protect your environment? Can we read about how to be better leaders, better governance and system project managers? Because that's what you need. It's a holistic approach to everything. And Pwani Innovation Week has given us that. And that's why as a Ministry of ICT Innovation and Youth Affairs, through the mandate of His Excellency the President, we are supposed to actualize that. And we do that. So now it's all in your hands, the public, the private sector, and you as individuals to make something out of yourself. And so that's all I want to say. I think in my future, my next somewhere in life, I'll be a motivational speaker. Because I hope you guys are being motivated. Are you getting motivated? Yeah, clap for me. But thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. And you can always count on my support mentor. And I hope you can go on vacation. I know it's Ramadan. Maybe after Ramadan you can go on vacation because you need one. And spend time with your family as well. They need you now. We need you as well. And lastly, at the Swahili port, the ones who are in charge of making this all happen, are they here, Mentor? Can they stand up? Or if you're around, the porters, the young people who are responsible, they're not here? Or they're working? Okay, can we give them a round of applause? To them, to the volunteers, to the MCs. Oh, they're here. Just come, just come. Let everyone see you, please. Clap for them while they come in. Yes, you have to be seen, visibility. Yes, come up. Come, just stand. Let them all see you. We have those who have been in charge of sponsorships, partnerships, invitations, finances. Zuhra here, you can see how she is. She's the money lady. I'm pointing her out because she's very stern. And everyone else, can you see all of them? Don't they all look young? Don't they all look, oh, okay, girl, come. Yes. You look beautiful. Are you also part of the team, Mentor? Yes. Let's clap for him. Maybe namjua, but maybe you want to talk a bit.
Why I'm calling him, you say young people disappoint me. I think I'm used to that. But most of them are very good. I have one that in 2012 I was carrying in my car, and then he disappeared with my camera worth around 150,000. But you'll still see him in my car now. Him and 4 colleagues, I got them from the streets here in Mombasa. They are now our custodians. They keep our laptops, they keep everything. In fact, now he is a street ambassador. He actually goes back. In fact, wakimwona huko wanasema wewe umeomoka. So hawezi enda huko bila 2,000 hivi because akitoka atapata shida. Unataka kusema kitu?
Hi. My name is Musa. Mimi nafanya kazi Swahili Port. I work as a cleaner and I help in all departments too. I just want to thank you all for this opportunity. I also have a program that I run in the streets. It's the Skills for Streets program. If any of you could have any idea or could have any help that could help, we could work together. I could show you anything that you need to know, because some people there, they suffer a lot too. Because mi pia nilikuwa huko. Nimepitia maisha yale, nimeona. Sasa kufika kwa hiyo opportunity hata nikilia, naona kama ndoto ambayo imetimia. Wakati ule sikuwa na uwezo kama huu. Sasa kusimama kama hivi mbele ya kasi, mimi nashukuru sana.
Asante Musa. And he's always smiling. Whenever he sees me, Kas, anacheka. But let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. You're loved, you're appreciated, and we are here because of you guys. And may you continue. And may I have another bag, maybe, sometime. Thank you very much. I hope you all enjoy your dinner. God bless you, and God bless Kenya. Thank you.
It's the culture that we must give. It's the culture that we must give back when we've been given. So Mahmoud's going to recognize some VIPs, and that's going to be the only thing that's standing between us and dinner. And a quick note from what Cass said, and there's a term that I always use: are you Googleable? So that means that if you put your name on Google, what comes up? I am Googleable. Find out from yourselves. So do it right now.
So we need to eat. So I'll just call a few names. The rest, you will receive your packages probably here before you leave. Sisi hata kidogo tukipata tuna share. I'll start with, jina yako ndio iko kwanza. Sarah Hassan, karibu. Come and give her gift. You can all come with a gift so that we make it faster. Everybody can carry one.
Helen Mwanzia.
Sarah.
Helen Mwanzia.
Kasnadia. Njoo tafadhali. Helen utamsaidia na Kas mumpatie. And then if you can just come closer, I need to make it in 5 minutes. Then the next is the National Communications Secretariat. I think I know Jan Munga, you are transitioning, but please come.
Thank you, Sarah Hassan, for being an amazing performing artist.
This boy, representative, I see Maureen, you're here. I don't know who else is here. Maureen, karibu. Next is Konza, Technopolis. Konza, June, Chapkemei, Warao. June, ama July, kama June hayuko. Konza, anybody from Konza? We can keep it aside, they will pick it up later. National Museums of Kenya. DG, tafadhali. County Government of Mombasa. County Government. Ilhana and Feature. Chief YCT Njo. That is for His Excellency Governor Hassan Ali Joho. Our Frank Lehman, please, if you can come in. On behalf of Team Belgium. And then Communications Authority of Kenya. You can come next. Communications Authority of Kenya, Laura Njo. Daktari uko karibu ama Kamunge njoo. You will help Laura. Laura tafadhali njoo na Kamunge. Liquid Telecom, Ben Roberts, I know you're here. Followed by Safaricom. I'm almost 3/4, so we'll start eating saizi. Tutaanza kula ni mshakiki ama ni nini? Liquid Telecom, Ben Roberts. Safaricom. No, watapatia DJ haina sawa. Because Ezra Chiloba was supposed to be with us. In fact, he's in Geneva. He was to log in yesterday, lakini tukachelewa sana. So wao wataongea na Ezra. Ezra amewasalimia sana. NEMA, National Environment Management Authority.
Safaricom.
Oh, Safaricom first. Safaricom, please proceed. NEMA. NEMA wajua chairman wa Swahili Port ndio chairman wa NEMA. Sasa mzifanye nikaja nikaletewa shida. Dr. Safia Lul, she was supposed to be with us, but she's representing the country in Dubai on environmental issues. So Daktari, on behalf of NEMA. My co-chair, Michael. Where are you, Michael Onyango? The man with the, I think it is St. Mary's. That accent and the Queen's language. You know, St. Mary's, there are very few people. His Excellency the President, Ambassador Madens, nafikiri wakitajana ni the big boys peke yake. Lakini pia sisi tuko big boys. Mimi ni wa Menengai pia tupo. Kuna mtu wa Nakuru hapa. Watu wa Nakuru should be proud as well. Timothy Owase, Kenya Film Commission. Kenya Film Commission, please come. And then Kenik Joel Karubio, Karibu. We are done. I think nimebakisha wawili. Close the gap. One of our team Belgium and partners that we collaborate very well. Olivier was supposed to be here, but he and the wife just delivered a baby, so he's not here with us. But the brother is here. Close the gap. Mukhtar Ogle, Office of the Presidency, Secretary for Strategic Initiatives. Hiyo najua hayuko hapa, lakini alikuwa na sisi Monday and Tuesday. Alafu Ambassador, if you can come and give Kasnadia her gift. Layman Frank. And then I don't know who will pick for Joe Musheru. Nani wa serikali kuu aje achukue kwa niaba ya Joe Musheru. Ministry of ICT. CAS. Haya mpatie, chukua ya boss wako pia. And then Ambassador Amina. Is the son still here? If you are here, please come forward. The son to Ambassador Amina, are you still here? Arafat, Yuko? Yeah, please come. You take on behalf of your mom. Yeah. Yeah, Ambassador Amina. Pia Ambassador Amina mwampatia bakora. And I'm done. Asanteni, nafikiri tule sasa.
Naomba tumpigie makofi Kasnadia. Thank you so much Kasnadia for doing the presentations. Thank you so much to all VIPs for availing your time for the last 3 days. We still have gifts for all the delegates that attended Pwani Innovation Week, so your gifts will be delivered to your tables. Yes. Now, I'm the only one who is standing between you and your dinner. It's that time. We have dinner while enjoying beautiful coastal music. So take it away. Karibuni sana for dinner. Michael, pardon? The order in which we're going to serve, the tables that are in front will go first with the VIPs, and then the rest will follow in that order, starting from the table where Kasnadia is seated. Karibuni sana. Thank you and enjoy your dinner. Kindly, this is a networking event, so network. Get those contacts. Kenik is on that table, tafadhali, kama mmesikia vile amesema. Thank you so much. Karibuni sana.
They're based here in Mombasa. They do an amazing job. So if you want live streaming services, thanks for the work that you've been doing streaming us live. Asanteni sana.